With me today is Dr. Holli Herndon, candidate for County Commissioner from the 4th District. She's running against incumbent Rebecca Bays and candidate Jennifer Grogan. And today we're going to learn about Holli's thoughts on smart growth and infrastructure. Welcome, Holli.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. On your website, you state that growth must be planned, not chased. Could you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. So growth that is planned means that we have a futuristic view of things. We're looking at infrastructure. We're making sure rooftops are going in after the roads are planned. We're really looking at the whole picture. When you're chasing growth, you're making reactive decisions and you're constantly trying to catch up. So that imbalance that our citizens feel right now, that is chasing. So we feel that traffic congestion, we feel the strain on water resources and drainage, public safety, and those are all things that we want to get ahead of, and that's what proactive smart growth is taking care of the infrastructure needs and all of those other pieces, the water, the drainage, the public safety, before more rooftops go in.
Okay, and this may be a bit redundant, but in your view, what are the current infrastructure needs in the county?
So we hear a lot from our citizens about traffic. They're really feeling that congestion as they're moving around the county. The other thing is we have to look at our water resources. We're hearing a lot right now about wells drying up, and that is something that people are dealing with, and that's a really scary thing when you go to turn your tap on and there's no water. Those are all pieces that we have to be in front of and not reactive to later, and that takes pre-planning.
Okay, and the county gives a lot of lip service to protecting the environment, but continues to allow development that seems to do the opposite. How would you balance growth and protecting the nature coast at the same time?
So we live in such a special place. And with that, the environmental impacts, it's really important to know ecosystems, those small things. I share this story a lot. My husband grew up down Turner Camp in Potts Preserve, and he talks to me all the time about he doesn't hear the frogs anymore down there, something he grew up with. We have to be in tune to those little things because those are signals for us that the big ecosystems are off. So we may not see it right away, but I hear from a lot of residents, they're seeing roadkill numbers rising. That tells us that we are pushing wildlife and animals out from their areas. So we have to find that balance of how we live and they live in a mutually beneficial relationship. It's not anti-growth, but it's being smart about what we're doing, where we're doing it, and how it's impacting the environment. But we have to take a moment to listen and really understand what we're doing and the impact, because once we ruin our water resources, once we ruin the nature coast, we don't get another chance to get that back.
Very true, yeah. It's well documented that small businesses employ a lot of people, pay taxes, and keep the money circulating locally, whereas large corporations often divert the money to offshore accounts or other states. If elected, what would you do to stimulate small business growth and sustainability in the county?
So our small businesses are the backbone of Citrus County. These are the people you see writing checks for Little League teams, who are doing fundraisers for our schools and our kids. What I'm finding as I'm talking to citizens is we're actually losing small businesses to our neighboring counties. And the number one reason I'm hearing for that is permitting. And what makes me excited about that is that's something that we can work on. That's something we can fix. So for instance, a small business owner who lives here in Citrus wanted to open a business, and he said he dealt for over a year trying to get through the processes and systems in Citrus County. And in Sumter, he was able to do it all in 2 months. So what that tells us, for us to bring businesses here, to keep them here so that everybody can thrive, when we think about those small businesses, they're not just providing a service, they're employing our locals. They're giving kids a career to go into, and they're stimulating the economy. So as a leader, it's our job to make sure that we have the welcome mat open for them and that we're supporting their needs. And the best way you do that is by listening.
Okay. And do you see a need for more affordable housing in the county? And if so, what would you do to help create that?
Absolutely. And affordable housing is so much more than housing. It goes back to the economic stability of our county. You look at families, you look at seniors. I volunteer on Tuesday mornings at Floral City Methodist Church, and it's to feed homeless, but I was very surprised that many of the people coming are seniors. And when I talk to them, they're dealing with not having a place to live. Or one gentleman I met is renting a room, but he's not allowed to use the kitchen in the house that he rents from. So he comes to the homeless food area and gets meals. But affordable housing is not a one-person a one-person problem, and it's not even going to be just a county commission problem. This is something that the whole community has to come together, and we work with different agencies, not just locally, but statewide, to work on how we can do rapid rehousing, how we help people. We give that hand up and really get people where they need to be. But affordable housing is a much larger issue that feeds into our families, our seniors, our economy, and it's definitely something very important that we need to take care of.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you'd like to share with the audience?
Really being proactive in our thinking. We live in such a special place, and that's why most people move here. There's no place like Citrus County, like our nature coast. And really taking the time to set the future of where we're going. In education, that's something that we focus on, is starting with the end in mind. And with Citrus County, that's what I'll be bringing to that as well. Where do we want to be? How do we get there? And then we move backwards, making sure that we're staying on track. Letting citizens know where we are, their tax money for infrastructure. Citizens deserve to know what we're buying, how we're buying it, what's funded, what's not funded, and that way they're part of the process.
Okay, thank you. So to learn more about Holli Herndon, you can go to her website, herndonhereforcitrus.com. And again, that's the digit 4, so herndonhereforcitrus.com. And my organization, NoDataCenterCitrus.org, is endorsing Holli. We think she's the best candidate from District 4. So thank you.